we're pleased. We're very excited to open the season. We're pleased with the win, and we're able to play a fair amount of guys and see a little bit of our depth of talent. So we're pleased that we've opened play, and we're looking forward to Saturday night.
Coach Mooney, what did you think overall?
I thought it was, it's a challenge to play against that. It's a challenge to play in that kind of a game, and it calls for composure. It's easy to really get sped up in a game where the other team is trying to do that. So I thought we handled that part pretty well. I thought that our guards did a good job. There's so many fouls, which in one way enabled more. It enables more guys to play. Because the game is so long. So I thought it was fine, John. And again, I think the biggest thing is that we played. We played a game. Now we're into a rhythm here to get ready for Saturday.
Scoring was balanced. Would you assume that will be the case through most of the year?
Yeah, I'd like to think so, yeah. I think, obviously last year we had such an elite scorer in Jordan. But I think this year we have, there are guys who can score the ball. All three centers played really well. I thought the forwards can really shoot and score and do some things. And then the guards, of course, are able to create and make plays and score. So I think that we'll have balance. You don't know if it's going to be balanced every single game, but I think after we play 10, 15, 20 games, I think we'll have balanced scoring.
Did Dushan show you through off-season and preseason the ability to get to the line like that? Take the ball from the perimeter to the inside. Yeah,
he can score in different ways, and he's strong. He can really shoot, and so you have to respect his shooting so much. He has a very quick release, and then he can capitalize and take the ball to the basket. I mean, he really has a great sense of how to use his body. Be able to finish through contact, draw contact when he drives. So, yeah, we've seen that, and I think that'll continue to do that.
B. Artis White gave you 6 minutes, and then limped off. How's he doing?
Yeah, B. Artis is okay. We more just out of a ton of caution. That we tried to not play him as much. He's had a little bit of he had a hyperextended knee early in the preseason. Has been back now for about 10 days. So it's a little bit. We want to make sure that he's as solid as he can, and obviously with tonight's game, we thought we would get him as much rest as we can, but introduce him to the game and the flow of everything.
Is there a guy or two that stood out in your mind?
I would probably say Ryan Sulis and Dushan. I thought for a guy who's such a great shooter. To not just rely on three-point shooting. That's a positive sign. I think that's something for our team, too, is, a very good shooting team. You don't want to be a team that, wins if you shoot well and loses if you don't. So, but I would say those two guys primarily.
Can you speak a little bit about Colin Tanner, not someone who was really in the rotation last year, but gets to start tonight, 13 points. Just speak about his performance.
Yeah, I think Colin has a chance to be a great player, I love how he plays. I love his sense for the game, how fluid he is and athletic. I just want him to be more assertive. And I know that'll come with time, but we're just trying to get him to be as assertive as possible because he has so many things that he does well and can help us with. And we're asking him to do a lot because we think he can. And so I was happy for him and pleased with how he played, and we expect him to really take a big step this year.
Coach Mooney, your redshirt and your 2 scholarship freshmen. Did you discuss that and what went into that?
Yeah, so this is such a unique time, and I do think that there's going to be somewhat of a shift back where guys stay at their school for 4 and 5 years, and we feel like we've done well in the transfer portal, but we also feel like our the best part of us is helping guys develop into better and better players. So those guys we think are incredibly high ceilings. They could be really, really good. And I think that a whole year on the back end is so much more valuable than a few minutes here or there this season. So, we've talked to the parents, they talked to the parents, and we made that decision. And I think it'll really pay off for them and for us down the road.
Your one returning starter, leading scorer tonight. What did you see from him? Has he developed as a leader, as being the one return?
Yeah. I mean, he's a great leader. He's the best leader we've had, and being a point guard is that lends itself to being a leader. And I thought he was really good because his, he's an aggressive player. We want him to be an aggressive player, but he's also trying to bring everybody along to learn how we're doing everything. So I thought he did a good job of that, and it's a tall order, and he's going to really need to do that, especially early in the season. But yeah, I thought Delaney was terrific.
Starting the season against a Division II opponent is just kind of strange. In fact, is it any similarity to college football starting with an FCS opponent and going into your deeper schedule, or is there so much parity in college basketball that playing them is the same as playing a different Division I?
Yeah, I mean there's definitely a difference. We have not played many non-Division I's since I've been here, and it's not necessarily something that we're trying to do. Scheduling is just so difficult and such a challenge for us to get the games that we want. So yeah, I think you're playing basketball, so that's the most important thing. They of course have a very unique style, but you're still playing basketball, and so that's the most important thing is get out and play, and then you can correct some things and just move on to your next games and get into the rhythm of the season.
Did you ever think you would see the day where you would have a player from UConn, a player from Albany, and a player from Dartmouth all on the court for University of Richmond at one time? Yeah.
Good point. No, it's just such a unique world right now, and that's happening all over the country. And there are some frustrations with it, but there are also a lot of positives. And those guys are really good guys and very good players, and we're happy to have all of them.
Anything else?
Yeah, one more. What's the one thing you'll work on before your game on Saturday? Probably your biggest takeaway from tonight that you need to address before your next game.
Yeah, I think for us, we're always trying to achieve a certain rhythm in a game by the way we play. Kind of like a football offense in terms of the patterns matching the quarterback's protection and things, and we're always trying to find a certain rhythm. This game makes that hard to do that because of the way they play. So that'll probably be something that we're really working on. We'll be working on it all season, but that'll be something that we're working on tomorrow and Friday as we get ready for Saturday.
What was the difference between the first maybe 10 minutes and the rest of that game? It looked like you gained some momentum and some confidence and some cohesion that was missing.
Yeah, I mean, I think that was just the adjustment period with the new team. A lot of guys getting their first real minutes. Me starting for the first time in my career, that was an experience that I had to get used to. And then, once we figured it out, ball started moving well, ball started going in the bucket. I think you saw out there that it worked out. So
this was a balanced effort scoring-wise, and sort of a contrast to last year when Jordan King came out and scored 34 in his opening game. I wonder if this is more like what you project this team looking like this season.
Yeah, I think this team especially has, 7-8 guys that can give you 12 points any given night. I think that's great going down the stretch. Makes it hard for other teams to guard us. They can't just lock in on a guy that is special as Jordan. So we got a lot of talent on this team, and any given night somebody can give us 20.
These games are different than exhibitions, obviously. What did you learn about this group, do you think, in these 40 minutes?
Yeah, Mount Olive is a very aggressive team. They pressed us the entire game. So there's a lot of things we're taking into practice tomorrow, getting used to the physicality of college basketball for a lot of our guys. So, yeah, I think that'll become even more important as we head further into non-conference.
Obviously, the number 10 on your chest, you all were close with Greg. Can you just talk a little bit about what that meant, wearing that tonight, having that sort of moment of silence at the beginning of the game?
Yeah, Beck was amazing. Sat right in front of him on the plane. A lot of great stories about, his time here, his broadcasting career here. Certainly a personality that we're going to miss now and forever. So to be able to wear this patch on our jersey and commemorate him in any way possible is super special for us.
Anything else from Mike Guss?
How nice was it just to be back out there, in a game that goes on the win long?
Yeah, it feels amazing to be out there. I feel like just the other day we were out there cutting down the nets. It feels great to be out there all on the same team, which is something, that I cherish a lot. So